one of the races that we've been watching really closely and that we will continue to watch closely throughout the evening is the governor's race in the state of Georgia. We've got Steve Osasami, ABC's Steve Osasami, who lives in the state of Georgia and has been following this race very closely. Steve, great to see you. What are you hearing at this early point in the evening?
Well, there is a lot of interest, of course, in this race, a lot of excitement on both sides. I think a lot of fear, too. I'm seeing, just in talking to different people, fear that this is going to be a bad night. We're seeing some exit polling, but it really doesn't give us any indication on what's going to happen. It still appears that this race is going to be very close. I can tell you that both campaigns are preparing for the long haul. I was on a call with one of the campaigns this weekend where they were already preparing for what to do in the event of a runoff. They have their lawyers ready from the Abrams campaign. They're preparing to sue the state, sue counties to extend voter hours if need be. So there's no indication so far. This could be a long night, but everyone is hoping for a surprise.
From the Abrams camp has been that Kemp is the sitting Secretary of State, and therefore it is a conflict of interest for him to oversee an election in which he is the candidate. Is she getting a lot of support in this argument?
Well, there is one group that just filed a lawsuit in federal court. I just saw a note about that. A group filed a lawsuit in federal court demanding that he resign because of this conflict of interest that they argue. On his side, of course, there's no problem with this. He says that he's just enforcing the law, but there are going to be increasing calls for him to, one, resign, or B, step away from the process if this doesn't end tonight and moves to a runoff. You're going to hear people call for that with louder voices. President Jimmy Carter is one of those voices who's calling for Kemp to step down. And when you look at history, there's precedent for this. Karen Handel, who is running for Congress tonight, when she ran for governor and was Secretary of State, she left the position. And so, those calls are not coming out of thin air. They have good reason. And just to give you, Dan, like one of the issues that could be in play here, the Secretary of State has the ability to nullify or approve, for example, the length or duration of any early voting in the runoff if that runoff happens. That is incredible power and influence on this election.
Throughout the evening, we really appreciate your reporting. Much more to come from you.